Samira fled Ethiopia with her sister-in-law after her brother was detained. When they reached the border, she was kidnapped by a soldier who assaulted her for 3 months. Pregnant and alone, she escaped to Nairobi, where she lived with a kind but very poor family. Samira was referred to Heshima, Kenya for education and protection, and she delivered her baby boy in August 2008. Peace. Peace. Home country, when will you get peace? I hope our people have peace. I saw some young boys being arrested. I saw some young girls being arrested. I saw some mothers crying. Why did this happen to us? Some families have no future. Some families have no mother. The children have no one. So how will our country grow up without peace? I heard people lost a country. I heard that children are angry. I heard that people slept outside. The country has no peace. The family has no love. The man has no wife. The woman has no husband. So I want to change all this. I hope for my country, love, peace. The next is Mariam. Mariam's 2 siblings were killed, and their house in Somalia was burnt down. Mariam fled to Nairobi alone, where she lived in extreme poverty with multiple host families. She had been sexually assaulted at an earlier age and suffers from epilepsy. A friend referred her to Heshima, Kenya, and after 6 months at the safe house, she left. Believing her life would improve, she continued her journey to South Africa. The noise of war. I heard people crying, children crying to their dying parents, cows and goats making noise. Oh, my beloved country, when will this end? Gunshots sound from every side. Gunshots sound from every side. Smoke of explosions from everywhere. Clouds of fear covered the whole country. Oh, my beloved country. This is Badumo. Badumo was living in Ethiopia when her brother was detained for 3 months. Upon his release, the family learned that they were being watched and fled to the Kenyan border. Badumo's brother went missing during a walk, and his wife never returned after going out to search for him, leaving Badumo alone. Strangers helped Badumo board a lorry heading to Nairobi, where she lived in Heshima's safe house until a host family was identified. And her poem is called About My Future. One day, I will be a rich girl. I will rise. I want to be rich so that I can help people who are poor or sick. If I was rich, I could give them whatever they needed. I will rise. If Allah says so, then I will rise. This is Amina. Amina lost her father when he was shot during crossfire in her village in Somalia. Amina, whose mother had died 4 years ago, fled to Kenya with her neighbor, who she lived with for 10 months. Her neighbor was later resettled, leaving Amina to live with 4 different families. She is currently residing with a new foster family, who Heshima, Kenya supports. My grandfather. I really love this one. My grandfather is tall and has wrinkled skin. He dyes his hair with henna and oil until it shines. He loves the outdoors and takes every opportunity to sit under a tree. He walks using a walking stick and loves to wear robes. He hates wearing trousers. My grandfather is a kind, generous man. Every time my father went to visit him, my grandfather would give him a goat to bring back to us. I love my grandfather very much, and he loves us. My grandfather, whenever he is in town, he always visits us first. My grandfather is like the sun. When the sun goes down, the light goes away and it becomes very dark. When my grandfather is not home, no one is happy. Even my father gets sick. He has taught me a lot about the Quran and about being a peaceful person. He used to protect me from my mother's wrath when I had been mean. He is a kind and peaceful man, and I love him very much. This is Aviva. When she was very young, Aviva's parents disappeared from her home in Ethiopia. She lived and herded cattle with her aunt who ignored when her son physically abused Aviva. Aviva fled to Nairobi in search of her family, only to find out that they had been resettled in Europe. She was referred to Heshima, Kenya, who was supporting her in the safe house and working to reunite her with her family. Unknown. I did not know how to write. I did know how to speak my thoughts. I am still illiterate. My government didn't care about me. It only thought about war. I am still illiterate. I have nothing else to say. Asha. Asha fled from Somalia to Kenya with her sister, who had been separated from her children. After a short time in Nairobi, Asha's sister returned to Somalia, leaving Asha with a host family with whom she continues to live and work. Through word of mouth in the community, Asha's host mother referred her to Heshima, Kenya, who is providing monthly foster care support. Her poem is called Shame. I want peace. Stop war. Stop the war. Stop the war. Stop the war. I love my country. I love my country. Al-Shabaab, please stop the war. We have no leaders. We have no president. Our country has collapsed. Our country is covered in shame. Our leaders are always in the headlines. I love my country.